30-minute reviews, Beware of Spoilers, and Exploring Hyperspace Lanes are all available ad-free. But if you want to support the show, you can go to bewareofspoilers.com and click the support button that's available on the Spotify website. Thank you. Welcome to Exploring Hyperspace Lanes. I am Adam.
And I'm Josie.
And Josie has not yet commented on my Zoom background.
I like it. You're under the sea. You're like a
Finding
little
Nemo.
mermaid.
Finding Nemo.
Mhm.
You didn't watch Finding Nemo?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
I know, I can see that.
I did watch Finding Nemo.
That's
It
what
makes
that's
me
from.
cry.
That's what that's from.
Is it? Oh yeah, he's the
Um,
anemone.
yeah. I found this today. Found a Burger King gift card.
Gross.
Yeah, but it's got $3.67 on it, so I might get myself some chicken nuggets between this and my other meeting tonight. But yeah, so I have a question for you before we get really into this. So, when was the last time you went to the movies?
I went to go see Avatar 2.
Okay. Now, when you went to the movie, are you a phone off or a silent, or are you on your phone the entire time?
I silent it.
Okay.
But I'm not really allowed to have my phone off because of my
Okay.
job. Because I need to be reachable. So like if there's an emergency, I literally have to like leave the theater.
That's okay. That's a whole other issue. But like, okay, so while you're in the theater, you try to avoid being on your phone.
Yeah, so I don't pull it out unless it's an emergency.
Okay, because this has been a debate recently. I saw a BuzzFeed thing about it where it's like, so apparently people don't know this, that you're supposed to either silence or I turn my phone off if I'm at the movies. I turn it off entirely because I don't. My job is not. If I'm not at my job is closed. Not because I run it, but because it's open regular business hours, and if I'm not there, then there's no one doing anything. And any other emergency can usually wait the at most 3 hours that I'm in the movie theater.
Okay.
So my phone's totally off. Because it's a space designed where you can keep your phone off. Like you're supposed to disconnect when you go to a movie theater. Like and if someone else was in your aisle or in the aisle in front of you using their phone, would that be rude to you? Does that harm your enjoyment of the movie?
I guess it depends what they're doing on it. Are they talking on the phone or are they just messing with it?
They're on the phone, but the screen is on with the light on.
I don't care.
That doesn't bother you?
No.
Oh no, that bothers me
Why? Why do you care about what other people are doing?
because it's a bright light in the row in front of me. It's like the other day I went to see a movie.
Your visuals are different than mine. It's not something that I would see.
Oh,
Due to my height,
that's true. That's
I
true.
have a different view of the world.
That's true. And that's the thing. I was thinking about this the other day. It's like you could tell me you are like any height between like 4'5" and like 5'6", and I'd probably believe you. But like with me, it's like I would see the road in front of me. But the thing is too, it's like I was at a movie last week. I forgot which one I was at, but apparently the little light on the seat that tells you what seat number it is isn't enough. These people come in and the movie's already started and they have their flashlight on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can't just look at the little glowing number that tells you what seat you're like. You have to have your
No.
flashlight on.
Yeah.
Like,
Bruh,
it,
I'm blind.
really, you're one of the people who turns your flashlight on to find your seat.
I'm one of the people in there before that the lights get off, but
Okay, see, but that's the thing. If you like, let's say you're running late. and you get there 5 minutes into the movie, not 5 minutes into the trailers, 5 minutes into the actual movie, which means you're like
Then I've
25
missed
minutes
the
late.
movie and I'm not gonna buy tickets.
Oh, you don't buy in advance.
Sometimes I do, but it's usually like on my way.
Oh, I buy. See, I exclusively buy in advance.
Hmm.
Because it's like,
I don't think I've ever really been late to a movie.
see, that's the thing too. Like, if I'm going to be late to a movie, I cancel and get a different screening.
But like I think about other times where I'm trying to find things and they're supposed to be lit up. So like going back to my seat in the middle of a concert. Yes, I have to use the flashlight on my phone because I can't read the signs. I'm blind.
Yeah, I know your glasses look like if you put the a magnifying, like it's like a magnifying glass. You could probably burn an
Yeah.
antiqued of light through it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the side. Like look at the change there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they look like that new mask that they have for Apple, like that new VR set where it's like the goggles like this,
Yeah, it like
and it's like the
actually distorts my face.
yeah, your eyes look bigger behind the glasses.
Yeah.
Not this has turned into a make fun of Josie session, but
It's I'm I don't say I do I seem bothered?
no,
um yeah.
not all of us can have perfect vision like I do,
Yeah.
unaided
Yes.
by modern
Not all of us
technology.
are entirely blessed in such a way.
To
No.
not need contact lenses or
Yeah.
what's it called?
I'm learning how to put contact lenses in. I
My
didn't do
brother
that as a
had
young person, so I'm having to learn as an adult, which apparently is a bitch. It's really hard.
the idea of putting something into my eye is not something that ever appeals to me. And it's like my brother had contact lenses, and I don't know how the fuck he did this, but like at one point he took the contact lens out and then put it on top of the lens case, not in the lens case. So the next day he went to it, and the lens was just dried out, sitting on top of it. And it's like, how the fuck did you not open it first?
Because he didn't see. Um, you would never understand. I do a lot of shit when I can't see. If I lose my glasses, it's a problem. Like I cannot
You're wandering into
function.
construction sites. You're like Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I take them off and I'm like, my glasses. Like it's a problem.
No, like because like I've seen how other people's glasses look. Like I've like my mom has left a glass. I'm like, how blind are you? And you look at them, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I am I'm having a hard time with the contacts, and it's not because I can't um I have no issue touching my eyeball. Like that's not the problem. The problem is like the shape of my eyeball and my ineptitude. Um that like the contact just folds back on my finger every
uh,
time. So like other people can put them in my eyes no problem. Like that's not an issue for me. Like I can just let people touch my eyeballs. That I guess that doesn't bother me. Um
that's an odd thing, by the way. That's not normal because it's like the
I
eye
just
is something that
trust.
like by default you're like you shouldn't put things in there.
I
Like,
wouldn't let anybody, but like there are people that I would trust to touch my eyeball. Yeah,
I can't think of
I
anyone that
don't
I
think
would
that they're gonna
trust.
maim me. I won't choose somebody who I think might maim me.
I mean, look, I'm not saying like you're like, hey, guy off the street, you want to touch my
Yeah, yeah.
eyeball? Like,
Oh, if it seemed nice enough,
like
and I really needed it. Yeah,
I
maybe.
can't think of a situation where it's like you need to touch my eyeball right now. Like, and I think
Yeah,
if
to
someone
put on
came up to,
contacts.
I think if someone came up to me and said that, and like, why? Like,
So like the issue that I've been having is I can get one of them in after like an hour. It takes me so fucking long, and then
at that
and then
point,
I
just wear the glasses.
no, I know, but I want to. There's sometimes where it's nice to have the contacts, like swimming or like to do scuba diving and to do snorkeling and things like that.
I have a
Um,
possibly dumb question regarding all of
okay,
that. Do they make prescription goggles?
maybe, but I don't have money for that.
Okay.
See, contacts is cheaper.
Well, if you get like
Um,
for swimming, like prescription goggles is one. Like, I'm not saying like prescription scuba goggles because that's
that
an
would be so fucking weird.
and it's like at that point
Prescription
you're like,
goggles.
how often do you need
You
to
know,
scuba to be worth
I
it?
did have prescription goggles, but they weren't like waterproof
Then what's the
when
point?
I was just about to get to that.
Okay.
Rude. Um, for when I did sports. I was one
Oh,
of
okay.
those kids. I was one of the kids with the prescription goggles that like it tied to the back of the head and everything. Yeah, that was me.
Why?
Because I needed to be able to see and I
Glasses would
didn't
come off.
that, and or somebody would rip them off, and or um I wanted them to be ones that were made out of material that wouldn't just shatter if
Oh,
I got
okay.
hit in the face. I'm on the short side, so like that's a real concern for me just in my day-to-day life is
Is getting
getting hit in
elbowed
the
in the
face.
face by a normal
Yeah.
sized person?
Yes. Yeah, like it's I have to watch elbows when I'm at the grocery store.
We're
Like
making it sound like you're like a little person. She's not that short, for the record.
I'm I'm
She,
only a couple inches away though.
no, you're not.
Yes.
Isn't it
Four
like, isn't 4'10" like the magic number, if I remember correctly from those old PSAs back in the day?
I thought it was 4'11, but either way, only a couple inches.
No, but like you're making it sound a lot worse when it's like like you she's not like that short.
I'm I'm only a couple inches off.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're overselling, but either way, it's like
I'm overselling my height.
I think so. But like you're making like the way you describe it, where it's like you have to dodge elbows from people who are normal height walking. It's like you sound like you are like like very very short. I don't think you're that short.
I have to dodge your elbows.
I mean, yeah, but I'm also above average height. I'm not super tall, but I'm above average height for a guy, and you're like slightly below average height for a woman.
I don't think I'm slightly below average.
I think the average height for a woman is 5'5".
Okay, so like significantly so. So, I'm probably at the height like most professional gymnasts are.
Okay, all right, we'll keep it at that because you're being cagey about your height for some reason.
Oh, I'm 5'1".
Oh, okay. You're not that short. You're only a little shorter than my mom,
It feels very
and
short.
and we do mock her
I've
relentlessly
never
for
seen
that.
the top of the refrigerator. I've never been able to reach the top shelf. I've never I literally have to have stools. I had to buy
With a
one
Sarah McLachlan song below this, we can probably turn it into a
in
PSA.
the arms of
For a
yeah,
low donation of 1 cup of coffee a day, you can help
you can
Josie
help.
reach the top shelf.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but no, it's like yeah, 'cause I'm 5'11".
I'm just trying to get across like the fact that like my view in life is a bit different. So I don't
Right.
have that same thing where I can see over people's shoulders and heads to see what's in their lap.
Oh no, it's like because the thing is too, it's like in a movie theater, you're also situated above them because it's like it's stepped up, so you're a step above whoever's
So
behind you, and
when I went to the Lizzo concert at the Garden Center in Boston,
who's getting
um
sued now, by the way.
I know you told me. I don't even know
Yeah,
what she's getting sued for. But
workplace
the
harassment.
person in front of me that was literally in a step down was
Hmm.
taller than me and I couldn't see the stage.
So you paid all that money,
A whole step down. They actually turned around like halfway through and they were like, "Can you see?" And I was like, "No."
and you were standing on the chair, and you're
She
like, I still
moved
can't.
and she moved. It was really nice. All she did was move over like a foot and I was like, "Thank you."
Because the thing is too, it's like if I'm at the movies, it's like the thing is too, I always sit as high up because my thing is I usually go by myself to the movies,
Mhm.
um, which I realize is abnormal behavior,
It is abnormal.
but I don't care. I like it doesn't bother me.
Mhm.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and try to wrestle up someone else because I know my brother won't go.
It's part of your job.
Yeah, so I'll show up at the movies by myself, and I don't care about it. But like I don't want to be a burden to anyone else trying to go, so I try to sit as high up as possible because I know a lot of people don't want to sit that high and off to the side. So that way I'm not obstructing it. So that way someone else who's with a group can get it. So I'll sit like at the end of the aisle, up at the top row. So that way I'm out of
You're
the
the
way.
person that when you go to book, everybody goes, "Oh, stay away from that guy. He's definitely going to be jerking it up there."
Which look, if you want to think that about me, and don't want to sit near me, more power to you because I don't want to sit next to people. So if that's the case, then by all means, think that all you want. I don't care. I win in it. You think
Just
you're
saying that when I go to book my tickets and I see that, I'm like, ugh. I'm like, there's definitely gonna
especially
be a
like for
guy
something,
jerking it in the theater.
especially for something like
Ugh.
Oppenheimer, where it's like Florence Pugh does like full frontal nudity. If I saw that, I'd be like, something weird going on here.
Yeah, yeah,
Did
100%.
Did you see that
That's you though.
someone was talking about it, and it's like they went to see it, and someone during that scene stood up and took a picture on their phone with full flash, and it's like, come on, man, like,
That's funny, really?
yeah, but it's like at the same time, it's like if you really want to, like, this isn't the first time Florence Pugh has done nudity on screen. Like, there are other opportunities that you can do at home, and
How'd you
not in
like
the.
Oppenheimer?
I did like it a lot. It was
You
really
did?
good. Yeah, it
Have you
was
seen the
really good.
Barbie? You said you saw the Barbie
I
movie
saw Barbie
already.
on Wednesday. I saw Oppenheimer on
Don't ruin
Friday.
either of them for me.
Oh,
I'm probably not going to go see
spoiler alert! They
Oppenheimer
dropped an
in.
atomic bomb in that movie. Like, that was like we were like I saw someone say like, "Is there a post-credit scene in Oppenheimer?" And it's like we're living in the post-credit scene to Oppenheimer. Like, it's a
Well,
biopic.
well, Oppenheimer, I haven't. I don't think I'm gonna watch it in theater, but I will watch it. I don't even know what it's about, but I'll probably watch it once it comes out, like on something like HBO for free,
It's
and then
Universal, so it's gonna be on Peacock.
oh, perfect, even better. Now that I have your password,
That's true.
um, and then I'm gonna go see the Barbie movie. I think this weekend.
It's really good, the Barbie movie.
I really want to go see it.
I'm gonna get that I Am Kenough mug that they're selling from Mattel.
I keep hearing people say that. Stop
Like,
telling me things about
it's
it. You'll
yeah,
make me really upset. I
you
would
have
get
to see
so
that movie.
mad.
It's really good. But yeah, Oppenheimer. Don't worry about spoilers about Oppenheimer because it's based on things that happen in real life.
I actually don't know what Oppenheimer's about.
It's about the guy who created the atomic
Like
bomb.
I prefer not to know. I want to go
Uh,
into it just know hearing about the reviews and not know anything that it's about. Why can't you just let me have
you're
mystery
you're
in my life? Why you gotta ruin shit?
we met. Okay, we met in the first year of undergrad. How do you not know this? How is this not required historical knowledge from like 11th grade U.S. history?
we I didn't say I had great education. Anyways,
It's like you're a step above what Florida will be starting next
yeah.
year.
Yeah, I know what I know. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't need to know history to do
Not to
my
get
job.
political, but
I promise the public I know how to do my job and I know how to do my job well, but
which
it does not
don't worry
require me
about it.
to
She
know
doesn't give
any
you any
history.
information to go on based on who she
No,
is.
absolutely
Like,
not. And
um,
that's for that's important. Um so
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. She works for the CIA.
yeah,
Um,
pretty much. Um so um
um,
let's talk about Star Wars stuff. Did you see my
yes.
Leia buns? They're not Leia buns. They're kind
I
of
was just
further
say
in
it's
the
just
back. They're like space buns. I'll give you another good look. Hold on.
gotta say you have
I'm not going to be able
headphones
to
on.
hear you.
Oh, I was just say it looks more like okay. I see what you're saying.
Don't they
So I was
look
just
cute?
say like, do you mean your headphones that you have these like? Is that just what you're referring to? Because
No, I'm showing
no,
you.
I
Did you?
saw them now, but when you said it the first time, I was like, they're just headphones. I wouldn't have made that connection. Um, but yeah, it's very good, and I stayed in the spirit with what's it called? With the I changed my background from Star Wars to Finding
To
Nemo
Under the Sea.
because I just need to every once in a while when I have these meetings, I have to change my background to something interesting.
You're
Um,
literally the Little Mermaid.
no, I'm Nemo. See, there's
No,
Nemo's
you're the
house.
Little
There's
Mermaid.
Nemo's house right there.
Hmm.
Um,
That's not Nemo's house.
is it not? It looks like it from
No,
my little window right here.
it's not.
Oh,
Have you never seen Nemo's house?
well, I'm looking at a thumbnail right now
The
because it's up
thumb.
there. It's up there in the corner.
That's not Nemo's house.
Okay, well, and to
That's
all
the
the
sea.
audio listeners,
It's the sea anemone. It's the So it's
I don't know
this.
what this. It looks like the anemone
Well,
from
I'm
where I'm
gonna tell
sitting.
you.
Okay.
It's the area that's around where the ray comes down. It's like where their
Oh, by the
classroom.
school. Okay.
Yeah, it's where their school
Okay.
their meets up, and then they get on the rays back. That's where that is. It's not Nemo's house.
Ray, voiced by
I'm so
Cliff from
offended.
Cheers.
How
I can
could you
tell.
think? Yeah, I'm just God. I thought you
Okay.
knew movies. Um,
Did so we know the first two episodes of Ahsoka will be debuting in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Sweet.
The combined length is an hour and a half, so about 45 minutes each for the first two of 6 episodes, or first two of 8 episodes.
Hmm.
Um, so that is coming up. Not much else is going on because of the concurrent strikes. That's the big issue right now, is that we have the Writers and Screen Actors Guild are both on strike. So Andor was shooting, but that had to wrap because anyone who was equity, which is the British version of SAG, it's the guild for British actors, they could
Hmm.
still shoot. But anyone who was in SAG, which would be like I think Genevieve O'Reilly would be SAG, definitely Diego Luna would be SAG, and I think Stellan Skarsgård. That's all on hold. Um, in non-Star Wars news, we got casting today for Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay.
For Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four movie. It's really only two people that we've gotten confirmed so far. Um, hang on, we have Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things. He will be playing Johnny Storm.
Okay.
And did you see what was that movie called? The new Mission. You didn't see New Mission Impossible, but Vanessa Kirby will be playing Sue Storm.
Oh,
Um,
neat.
and then also Antonio Banderas will be the bad guy as Galactus.
Hmm. That's exciting.
So that is for the May 2025 movie.
Who's
Um,
Anton?
he voices Puss in Boots.
I know. I think I know who it is.
He was also in the new
Um.
Indiana Jones movie, which you have
eh,
not seen.
Oh, you mean like the sexiest man to like exist? Yeah. Okay.
Well, look, I don't know what you know and what you don't know, so I gotta sit here and be like, well, what does she know? She's probably seen Shrek.
He was in. He was in Spy Kids.
Okay, yes, he was also in Spy Kids. Which did you see there's a new Spy Kids coming out this year. Um, and it's
Is
such
there?
a down. Yeah, there's a new Spy Kids. It's a reboot. It's such
I'm
a
gonna go Google it.
Yeah, look up who the new Spy Kids parents are. It's such a downgrade.
When is it supposed to be coming out?
Uh, Netflix. December, I think.
2023. All right.
Yeah, Zachary Levi is the new dad, the guy who
Oh
plays
yes.
Shazam.
This is a little disappointing.
Yeah, and it's
These
like
are
instead of
not particularly
attractive.
iconic. I wasn't gonna say attractive. They're all very good
I mean,
looking.
look, let's
They're
be
not
real.
like iconic the way the Spy Kids were when it originally came out. Why wouldn't they use like the the kids as the parents or something,
See, that would be the smart thing.
right?
I think it'd be weird though.
But they wouldn't be together. They'd just be like it'd be like, "Oh, my cousins," sort
Oh,
of
okay.
thing.
So don't do like don't have them play the parents in a
No,
reboot.
don't
Okay.
have them be incestual.
I'm not saying that they play the same characters. Like,
Saying that they would play the same
oh,
characters
okay. I thought you meant like cast them
and
as the
they would
parents
be
in different roles,
oh
which I would think would be weird.
no.
I'm not
I
saying
think that
have
they
them
would
fuck.
I'm not yeah, no, I'm saying that like then the kids would be cousins or something.
Well, I think that like the one who played the daughter, I think she's still acting. I think the one who played the son is now married to Megan Trainor and doesn't act anymore.
Really?
Yeah, Daryl Sabara, I think his name is, or something like that. I'm fairly certain he's the one who's married to Megan Trainor now. Um, the the one who played the daughter, who I had a massive crush on as a kid. She what's it called? She's still acting, I think, but I'm not
Hmm.
100% on that.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right. It is Megan Trainor. Good job.
okay, I know some things about celebrity relationships.
That's
Um,
impressive. I don't know anything. So let me see what he's been in. He has been in
but come on, Antonio Banderas is a lot more attractive than Zachary Levi.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
Carla.
You know who would have been really good is I'm gonna call him the wrong thing. I think it's Pedro
Pedro Pascal.
Pascal. Yes,
Yes.
he would have been just a shoe-in for this.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
that, yeah,
And look, and Carla Gugino is way more attractive than Gina Rodriguez.
Carla Jim, what?
Carla Gugino. She played the mom in the first one.
Yes, she is. She's very attractive. Who was the other one? Who's the one that's playing it now?
Gina Rodriguez from Jane the
Gina.
Virgin. R-
Gina. Am I spelling
Rodriguez.
this right? Gina. I know how
Rodriguez.
to spell Rodriguez. I didn't know
Okay.
how to spell Gina.
Okay. Of the two words, I would assume you knew how to spell Gina,
No,
not.
she's pretty hot. She's
Eh,
pretty hot. I
yeah,
just
but
think
Carla
that
Gugino is like an all-time great.
but I think
Let's
she's
be
one
real
of the
here for a
people
second.
that like she's hotter when she stands next to somebody that's hotter too. Like no, she's pretty hot. So um yeah,
I'd say she's less attractive than America Ferrara.
America Ferrara.
Like, if we're gonna compare the two, I mean, which is
I
probably
look
problematic, but
mm,
America Ferrara, who is in Barbie,
I
we'll be
think they're
seeing her this
probably
weekend.
about the same.
I don't know. But either way, it's like I look at this and I'm like, this everything about this is like a massive step backwards. Um, and it feels weird they put the trailer out the day that. No, he wasn't in the movie, was he? Who was the bad guy in the first movie?
Who's the one with the boobs?
That narrows it down to about half the population.
No, the Latina woman with the boobs.
Oh, Sofia Vergara.
Yes. Now she would have done well for it. Don't you think?
Well, Carla Gugino. I think isn't Carla Gugino also Hispanic?
Or Selena Gomez.
I think Selena Gomez is too young
Why?
to play a mother.
Mm,
She's like 2 years older than us.
yeah, okay. So,
To play a mother of kids who are about 10, 11 years old. Like, yeah, it could happen, but
well, they just age her up with some different like eye makeup and shit. Like,
see, that's the
I don't
thing too.
know.
It's like when we look at this, it's like even like the age disparity because like Zachary Levi is in his 40s, I think. Like he's not a
Yeah.
young guy, and it's like the Gina Rodriguez I think is our age too because I think Gina Rodriguez, well, she was headlining Jane the Virgin in like 2016. Like it's a really weird thing when they
Although it
cast.
would be really awkward to see Pedro Pascal next to Selena Gomez. That would
Yeah,
be weird. That
because
would be
Pedro
weird.
Pascal's like 50, right?
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe we are disparaging people left and right. Why don't we change the
Yeah.
subject?
He's 48. It's pretty
Okay,
close.
all right.
We're not too far off.
I don't want to add too much unneeded age because the thing is too, he's still very hot for a guy who's almost 50.
But yeah, agreed. He's very, very attractive. So, Sofia Vergara and Pedro Pascal. Now that would be two sexy parents and Spy Kids.
Yes,
Now that would be
yes.
I would pay for, yes.
Even though it's a PG movie, so nothing's gonna happen. It's like
No, but
they
like
might
they're who I would watch. And they also have the accents and everything where
they
they
might
already do it and
see,
like
but
they're
the thing is
already
too,
hot
it's
in
like
their accents and
I think the
everything.
thing is too, it's like the original movie is very Hispanic because Robert Rodriguez directed it.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if Robert Rodriguez came back for this. I would assume
And I
not if they
get it.
got the
Like
white guy in one of the
the
leads.
the premise of Spy Kids is not inherently Latino, but like that's what you want to
It's
watch.
a
You want to
very
watch like a
Latino
cute
movie.
Latino movie.
Like
Like,
their uncle is Machete. Like
right.
canonically, their
And
uncle
that's what we want to
Danny
see. We
Trejo is
want to
playing the
see
same character as he was in Machete.
yeah, we want to see we don't want to see something in the Spy Kids universe because
Right,
like the universe is fine. We just want to see another really awesome kick-ass Latina movie that's kind of funny.
right. And
Like,
why is Zachary Levi there?
yeah.
Like the
It's a
whitest
little
man on
weird.
the planet.
Yeah. The kids look cute though.
I didn't watch the trailer. I just saw they were playing the parents, and I was like,
I
that's a
didn't watch
choice.
the yeah, I didn't watch I don't think that the kids need to be big names or anything in the
No,
Spy Kids
and the
movies. They
thing is,
weren't
at
to begin
10,
with, so
right, at 10, they wouldn't be big names. I just
right.
need them to be I'm not going to watch the movie, period, but like, if
I'm
it's
probably not gonna watch it.
if it's going to be like the first one, they just need to be competent actors.
Right, right. But then they just need to be followed up with like two big names of for parents that
Right.
are hot, sexy Latinos.
Um, unlike, what's it called? Unlike,
And
Zachary
maybe
Levi, who's
Machete
not.
will be, and maybe Machete will still be there.
And look, Danny Trejo is still very attractive for a man his age.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo, the guy who plays Machete.
Yeah, you think he's attractive?
Is he not?
Let me look.
For a guy his age?
Danny Trete?
Trejo, Trejo.
Okay, thank you.
For a man his age, I'm not saying that, like, compared to, like, younger people, we're just digging holes here left and right, but, like, he's not bad looking for his
You know,
age.
I think he's a really badass, awesome, cool dude.
Well, how old is he, first of all? Danny Trejo age.
Um, I don't.
Danny Trejo. We are really just dragging this
He
to a
is
halt.
79. I
He's
don't know.
79?
Yeah, I don't know if I would ever call Danny Trejo somebody that was my version of what I guess I would call attractive.
I mean, look, for an 80-year-old man, like, we did this a few months ago when we talked about Harrison Ford. Like,
He
Harrison
looks
Ford is still.
great for his age, that's
Right.
for sure. Like he looks really good for his age.
Right. For being
Um,
80, they look
but I
great.
wouldn't say that Machete is somebody who's known for being good looking.
No, he's not
He's
dropping
known
any
for being a
panties.
fucking badass.
Right.
Like he's not. I mean, I don't know if he's known for making, yeah, dropping panties, but I'm sure he does. Like
Oh, absolutely. There's no
IRL,
way he doesn't.
like in real life, I'm sure that he does. Like, but I don't know if he's like making panties moist in the theater kind of thing.
No,
You know,
people aren't going there. Like, it's not a slip and slide on the way out of a movie that he's starring
right?
in.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a I don't even know how we got on the topic of this. Um,
Anywho, let's bring our way back to Star Wars stuff.
right.
So
Um,
we gotta eat something tonight.
that's true. I do need to eat. So we're gonna talk today about The Force Unleashed 1 and 2, because Josie didn't want to do video games as individual episodes per each thing. Um,
Oh,
what?
nothing.
We can't even debate that because you did it on an episode. You're like, can we just do this one episode?
Yeah.
Okay. So, The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 is a interquel story. It's no longer canon. It takes place between 3 and 4, and it tells the story of kind of the birth of the rebellion through the lens of Vader's secret apprentice,
Star
that,
Killer.
yes, Starkiller, played by Sam Witwer, who you may know from Supergirl. You may know him as the voice of Maul in Rebels and Clone Wars as well. And it's like, if you look at Starkiller's picture, that's exactly what Sam Witwer looks like.
Star Killer is a very, very cool character. It's also important to mention that he is canon.
He's not canon.
Yes, he is.
No, where is he canon?
Oh, he's not canon?
No.
He was. He used to be, and they got rid of him.
Yes, anything before
Okay,
2014 is not canon,
my bad.
and they've been slowly
He's supposed to
reintroducing.
be like a super awesome force and stuff, like a force of nature.
Yes, and I think one of the things that's really interesting about, if you take him and you take Cal Kestis from uh, Jedi Survivor and Fallen
Mhm.
Order, they both have a similar fight at the end of their first game, um,
Okay.
where it's like both of them have this fight with Vader, but the difference is, um, Starkiller fucks Vader up.
Yeah,
And it's
Starkiller's supposed to be freaking awesome.
Yeah, and it's like there's a lot of cloning in this series.
Hmm.
A
And
lot of
Starkiller's supposed to be cloned a whole bunch, right?
Yes, he gets cloned a lot, especially in part two.
I'm going kind of off of the books.
Yes, in two, he's cloned, and like the final fight on Camino is him. You have to fight a bunch of his clones. Some are force sensitive, some are good lightsaber people, swordsmen, but you have to fuck them all up
Yeah.
as part of the final
Woohoo.
fight. And I think that the biggest thing that bothers me about this is that it ends on a cliffhanger that never got resolved.
Oh,
The
really?
second one, yeah, the second one, the canon quote unquote ending, because each game has a canon and a not canon ending. The canon ending for two is you capture Vader, and Vader is on your ship as you leave Camino as a
Is
prisoner.
that not resolved through the books?
I never read the book. Does the book resolve it? I don't think it
Um,
does because they were making a third game.
so the book's about Star Killer. Um, I'll I have only listened to or read book one and two. I have
Mhm.
not or not one and two, two and three. Not I didn't get the chance. I haven't done one
There.
yet.
I think there's only two Star Killer books.
I there's definitely three, I think. Oh no, there's two. I
Yeah,
just haven't done the first one yet. I haven't done the first one yet.
right. Because they're
I've only read the
novelizations of
second
the
one.
game.
Yeah.
And the third game was in development, and then Disney took over. And like every time Disney takes over something, all the projects in development are axed, and then they start fresh.
Hmm.
So they were doing a third game, but it never happened.
Oh.
Because they tossed everything for the new canon. One of the other really fun things too about these games is that the DLC was an alternate reality. It was a
Hmm.
what if story. So based off of the ending of the first game, where there are two endings, there's a good ending and a bad ending. The good ending, you die, Starkiller dies, um, and the rebellion is started. The bad ending, you kill Vader and join the Emperor as the Emperor's new apprentice
That sounds awesome. Why is it the bad ending?
because it's not canon
Oh.
because Vader doesn't
Mm,
die. Um,
okay.
so so what ends up happening is in the DLC you play through the original trilogy as Starkiller in the role of Vader, and you just murder everyone.
Okay.
And then it ends in two. The DLC for two ends with the Battle of Endor, but Luke's already dead because you kill Luke in part one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you have to fight through. You kill Han, you kill Chewie, and then you get into the base, and you have to fight Jedi Master Leia.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I would like to see that animated.
That'd be cool.
Like I would watch an anime. Like I don't know if we, maybe I'll pose that to you at the end as a question at the end of the episode. Um,
Oh, I have a question for the end of the episode.
okay. Um, but yeah, I think that the idea of this game is really interesting. The gameplay is really fun too.
Okay.
That's why this is one of my favorite games to this day. It's kind of the game that walked so that way Jedi Survivor could run, where it's like it's very fluid mechanics in terms of lightsaber fighting. Um, the customization options for the lightsaber are great. You have to hunt these holocrons all over, and if you find them, you'll find different kyber crystals that'll give
That's
different
cool.
effects to your lightsaber in different colors.
So like it
Um,
does a lot of really cool like world building and like
yeah,
Jedi stuff.
like if you didn't
That's
know,
really cool.
if you had just watched the movies and then bought this game, it would teach you about the mechanics of how a lightsaber works.
That's awesome.
Um,
I love that.
and the idea, and like there's a really cool fight. I think it's in the first one where you have a protocol droid, but he starts glitching and you start having to fight him as he takes the form of various other villains from the
Hmm.
prequels. So you have to fight him as Maul, you have to fight him as Dooku. Um, there are a lot of cool things like that in the games. I think it's in the first one. Um, and you get to go to. I think my only drawback to this game, the only thing I don't like about this game, is the world variety is very short.
Okay.
It's a very short game, which I don't have a problem with a short game. Um, but the world variety is a little bit lacking because each basically what you do is you play through all the worlds the first time through, then you get to a point where you've outlived your usefulness and they're going to kill you, but you escape. And then you join the rebellion. and then you play through all the
Okay.
levels again, and then you get to the Death Star. Um, which is like cool. Wait, so back up. We've talked about Rogue One before, and I've said that Galen Erso is the Oppenheimer for Star Wars, and you kind of just let that ride and didn't question what do you mean,
Because I don't know what that means.
but you didn't ask what does that mean.
Do you want me to?
No, because you don't want me to spoil Oppenheimer for you.
Yeah, exactly. So
But you
just,
didn't know Oppenheimer was a thing when we did that discussion the first. Okay, whatever.
I just let you talk sometimes.
I know.
I don't want to interrupt you because
I'm not,
when you're on a roll.
there are points where I'm like I don't think he's paying attention at this point.
Sometimes.
But yeah, I
No,
think
I
we
pay attention. I just don't, if I don't understand the reference, but you're on a roll, I'm not going to interrupt it.
okay.
I'm being a good co-host.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I think this is one of the better games, especially when you take into consideration a lot of the Star Wars games are absolute shit. Like there are a lot of Game Boy games that don't play very well. This one plays very well. It holds up very well even to this day.
Okay.
Um, and I think the thing is too, the PS2 version has something that I wish they would do now, where it's just an arena PvP fighting mode where you can just play
Do the
as
graphics hold up?
um as well as any game from the Xbox 360 era does.
Okay, but you said there's an arena PvP mode.
In
Is
the
that
PS2 version, or it's
oh
I think it's
okay.
the Wii version. The Wii version has that.
Is that local?
Yes,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
where it's like and it's you don't both play a Star Killer. You can pick whoever you want.
Oh.
Like Luke Skywalker's an option, Obi-Wan's an option, and also this has the canon death of Shakti. Um,
Shakti. Who's Shakti? That's not one
Sh-
I'm familiar with.
Shakti is the Jedi Master who's like red and white, like face painted red and white, or that's her skin because she's an alien, but red and
Oh,
white.
okay.
She's killed in a deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith.
That's pretty cool.
But then she is canonically killed in this game. Starkiller kills her. She's the biggest
Oh.
named Jedi that Starkiller kills
Canonically being
in
canonly?
the old canon. In the new canon, I think it's just that deleted scene from Episode 3. Is just they just go with that. That's the canon one.
Okay.
Where Grievous kills her on the cruiser in front of Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that scene was cut. But the rule with deleted scenes is they're canon until contradicted. And that's just general for all movies.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, this is a very entertaining game. I think it's still free with Amazon Prime for PC.
Really? That's pretty
Um,
cool.
let me pull up my Amazon. Do you
I
have
have
Amazon
Prime.
Prime Gaming?
Yep.
Do you have the app for it though?
No.
Go on Amazon, go to gaming.amazon.com. There's an Amazon gaming app. Um, and when you download that, you get free games with Prime.
That's pretty cool. I will
Um,
have to look into that.
yeah, Force Unleashed is still free. I think Force Unleashed 2 goes free later in the month. Um, but yeah, and it was referenced in Andor, the Force
Hmm.
Unleashed. Because in Luthen's curio shop where he's got all that weird shit, like
Mm-hmm.
he's got Padme's headdress, he's got a Jedi and a Sith holocron. He also has the Sith Stalker armor that Starkiller wears.
That's pretty cool.
So it is referenced in canon, but the events of the game are not.
Oh,
Um,
okay. That makes
so
sense. I don't think that a lot of the games are usually very canon.
well, that's the thing too. It's like that, like especially with force effects in the games, a lot of them are designed to be game mechanics, which don't carry over well into the existing canon.
Mm,
But some things from the games have been canonized, like the Death Troopers from Mandalorian season 2, the robot stormtroopers. Those started in Dark Forces, the N64 game. Um, so it's like some things have been canonized, but not fully at times. It's a weird situation. Um, but yeah, I mean, let me bring up the ranking. Do you have any questions for me? Because that's how we usually do these. If you didn't play the game, but I did.
no, I think you've answered most of them, and I've asked my questions. You
Um,
said that it plays well, and
it plays
I
very
mean,
well.
yeah. So that's
I would very much recommend
I've
it.
seen some. videos and stuff, and like there's a lot of really cool force powers that are like introduced, and
Oh yeah,
that's
you
really
can play with
neat.
lightning. You can use
And
mind tricks in the second one.
yeah, and that's really neat.
Um,
Um,
Force push. Like that was the thing. I remember when the game came out, they had a demo up on the Xbox store. And I played that demo and I was like, there is no game in the history of humanity that I've wanted to play more than that after playing the demo.
mhm,
Um, like I said, the story is a little, I don't want to call it masturbatory. I feel like that's a strong word. But it is kind of like I've created an OC, look at how strong they are, and that doesn't always jive with me.
mhm.
Um, but it is the birth of the rebellion. So for our rankings, I would say it is just below Fallen Order. So that I put it at new number 5, The Force Unleashed 2, and then I put The Force Unleashed 1 beneath it.
Okay,
Um, and The Force
I believe you.
Unleashed. And let me just see where that falls on all the rest.
Are we putting Bounty Hunter on this
Yeah, we'll do Bounty
list?
Hunter.
Okay.
Um,
Bounty Hunter's before like all of these.
and in terms of the overall ranking, I would say it's better than Thrawn, so I'll put it at the new numbers 9 and 10.
Okay.
Force Unleashed. Unleashed. 2, The Force.
So,
Unleashed.
if is ranking done?
Yes.
Okay. What was your question?
Okay, so my question is, you know how Marvel did What If?
Yeah,
You
I would
get
love to see that in Star Wars. That'd be cool.
that was not the question, but yes, that is also something that I've said. If you get to do one episode of What If, where you get to take an
Mhm.
existing movie and change one thing and see how it plays out, what would you do?
Hunger Games with guns.
I mean, for Star Wars.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, take a plot point and change it, not like
Okay. Okay. You tell me yours. I am gonna think of mine. I wanna give you a real answer.
my go-to would be what if after Attack of the Clones they investigated the origin of the clones?
Oh.
Because how does that change everything? How does
Mm-hmm.
that change
That's
Palpatine's plan?
interesting.
And then how does Episode 3 play out? And how does the Clone Wars happen if the clones are not in play? Like
Okay.
we're not gonna say investigate because then it's like, oh, they investigated and found nothing. It's like, okay, they figure out that the clones are an obvious plant for the dark side because it's like that's the
Okay.
there's the joke where they're down in the arena, they look up and it's like, you see that guy up there next to Count Dooku and Newt Gunray? That guy is the base for all the clones, so we probably shouldn't trust the clones. Like that conversation happens at some point, and it's like, okay, so we can't trust the clone army.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay.
so what
All
else?
right.
What would yours be?
What if
Mm-hmm.
instead of um Plagueis choosing Sidious,
Mm-hmm.
what if it was Yoda?
Hmm.
What if Yoda was the ultimate Dark Lord of the Sith?
Hmm. That could be an interesting thing to play out too.
Wouldn't that be fucking awesome?
See, for me, if I was to do something Plagueis related, I would do what if Plagueis killed Sidious,
Eh.
and Plagueis is the bad guy for the
Well,
for
then
the
it would pretty
prequels.
much play out the same way because it was Plagueis' idea to begin with. So, but what if Yoda? Because Yoda is just like so ultimately powerful that
Mm-hmm.
like, what if the head of the Jedi Order actually was the head of the Sith?
Hmm. That would be interesting.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I was just thinking about it with the whole Plagueis, the whole thing, and it's like next we get to talk about Revenge of the Sith. That should be a really fun episode.
Mm-hmm. Um,
Because
so
I get to use my favorite joke about that scene with the myth of Darth Plagueis.
That was a really good question. I like that question. I
Because
won't
like
end with
you
mine.
can
I'll
do
save
it.
mine for next week.
You can do basically anything. Because it's like if you think about it, it's like what if like another good one would be what if in episode 4 Luke failed and didn't blow up the Death Star.
But like
Vader.
the answer's obvious. Like nothing. Like it just.
No, that changes everything. If like let's say they're doing the trench run, Vader kills Luke. Like Han doesn't come back, Vader kills Luke, and the Death Star blows up the rebellion. What happens to the rest of the
Then it's
galaxy?
the end.
Well, no,
Then there's no more movies. There's nothing
Mon
interesting
Mothma's not on
anymore.
Yavin 4. So the rebellion isn't dead. It's just that's their biggest base of operations. The
I know, but
rebellion's
then
still
there's like all the
scattered,
characters that we know and love. They're not. They don't
and Han
exist
is still
anymore.
alive in that situation.
Yeah.
Only Luke and
Hmm.
Leia are killed. What happens there?
Well,
Um,
Leia is pretty much like the driving force of the rebellion.
well, Mon Mothma's still alive, and she was their
Hmm.
driving force before Leia.
Yeah, but she's not a cool character.
If you watch Andor, you will change your mind about that.
Uh,
May I direct you to this new TV show that got nominated for 2 Hugo Awards called Andor? It's over on Disney
okay, I
Plus.
believe you. I just don't agree.
um, and then it's like you can do it like episode 6. What if
No, you should hold on to them because this will
yeah,
be a good one to
to
revisit.
revisit over and over again.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
every
each
once in a while.
there are so many things you can do slightly different, and I wish Disney would like. I wish Disney would take the opportunity in animation to do stuff like this more experimental instead of doing Visions over and over again. Because I think we talked about it with Visions, where it's like they just keep doing the same fucking thing in every episode. It's either a bounty
Mhm.
hunter or a fucking Jedi who's turning into a Sith, or a Jedi
Right.
defending a villain. Every episode's kind of the same.
I don't
It's
even
just
think
in a
I've
different
seen them all yet.
it's just
In the
different art
next
styles,
one.
and they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah,
that's my big
they're
problem with animation lately is that even if something feels like we've done it a million times before, the
it's
animation
pretty.
looks so different and so cool. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a shitty movie with a really great score and a really great art style.
Mhm.
Like Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor did a great job on that movie. Um, but What's the matter? Okay, I
I
see
want
what
to
you're
eat.
saying. Okay. So do you have something else you want to go out on, or should I just go into what we're doing
No,
next
no,
week?
I'll save that was an excellent one to go out on, so I don't think I'll save mine for next week.
Okay, so for the next few weeks, we have next week we have the Revenge of the Sith, which I'm very much looking forward to. Then we have the Mandalorian season 3, which is the most recent season of Mandalorian. Then we have Heir to the Empire, which is the first of the Thrawn books that take place after what's it called? After after Return of the Jedi. And that lines up perfectly with that episode. Should we not fuck up again, that episode will go up the week uh, Ahsoka comes out.
Cool.
So that works out. And then
We'll
after
probably
that, we
fuck
have,
it up. I
yeah, and
have
then after that,
I
we have
have a
Star Wars
really,
Squadrons.
really busy couple of months here.
Yeah.
August and September, I'm gonna have to pull a massive amount of overtime.
We
So
will figure out recording times.
mhm.
Um,
I'll do my
I
best.
will give you more dates than just can you do it tonight? Because I
Hmm.
realize it is partially on me because I give you
Well,
short notice.
I can't always schedule it because I can't always commit to it
How about
because
this?
I can say yes and then I'll immediately have to cancel like when the day comes.
How about this? I will make my schedule for the rest of the month, and then I will give you my schedule for the rest of the month. That way you can just
Okay.
be like here, 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 and here.
I'm
I
not
can
gonna
do it.
be able to do that.
Well, you can give approximate dates and times, and then we can see the day of if you still can.
Okay, sure.
That way it works out a little bit easier. That way I'm not going like, can you do it Tuesday or only Tuesday? Like I can give you more dates based on when I have stuff. Um,
Tuesdays usually are pretty good.
so what we
Usually.
will figure that out. Saturday on 30-minute reviews, Peter and I will be talking about our top 10 movies of all time in our 8th anniversary episode. Which it'd be good if the original co-host could be on, but we can't guarantee that. But she is because she is busy. Um, that's you.
Yeah, I got that. Keep
Okay.
going. I'm so hungry.
Okay. You could give me that look like fuck you.
It's the
Like
look of, oh my God, can we
that
get this?
that
I'm
wasn't an
so
attack.
hungry.
And on Beware of Spoilers, we'll be doing the Meg 2, and we'll be doing Shortcomings.
Oh,
So
I
until our
really
next,
want to see the Meg too.
it is apparently awful, and that is
Yeah,
exactly what I want to hear.
yeah.
Like the minute
I
I
love
hear
awful
when the
movies.
movie debuts on Rotten Tomatoes to a 0%, I'm like,
That's
this is
excellent.
genius.
Wasn't the Meg one
The
like
Meg
that too?
one was awful, and then it's
Yeah.
like, let's do another one. And,
Yeah.
and and to which I asked him,
It's like Sharknado.
we'll go out on this. Like, there have
Love
been so
Sharknado.
many shitty movies from Warner Brothers this year. Like, what else was it? Like, The Flash was awful. Shazam was awful. The Meg is gonna be awful. Wonka looks awful. Aquaman 2, I have no faith that's gonna be good. Like, how fucking bad could Batgirl have been? That's the one they're like, we can't salvage this. Let's just cut this in the release slate entirely and never release it. Because like even Blue Beetle doesn't look great. It looks like a weird version of Venom, and I'm like, Venom wasn't good. Like you're gonna try to elevate Venom and have that be good. Like that said, George Lopez has a great line read at the end of that trailer. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it, but it's like, oh, it's like Batman, and he just calls in from like underneath something, and he's like, Batman's a fascist, like that. And it's such a great line read that I'm like, all right, they sold a ticket for that. But like, how fucking bad could Batgirl have been that all these other movies are that much better than Batgirl? And we'll go out on
That's
that.
yeah, I think that's a good one.
So until our next episode, have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, you too.